Now let's talk about the elephant in the supplement aisle, multivitamins. Some people swear by them. Others say they're just expensive pee. So what's the truth? The truth is it depends. Depends on the quality. Depends on your needs. But here's the reality. Most people aren't getting the baseline of essential nutrients, even if they think they're eating well. Because let's face it, eating well in the real world is a moving target. Maybe you're skipping breakfast. Maybe lunch is a salad, but it's iceberg and croutons. Maybe dinner is organic, sure, but you're still tired, still foggy, still craving. You think it's willpower, but half the time it's just your cells screaming for micronutrients they never got. That's where a solid multivitamin, multimineral stack comes in. Not to fix a disease, but to cover your bases. To act like nutritional insurance. To quietly fill the gaps left by modern life. I'm talking vitamin D, B-complex, zinc, selenium, magnesium, even a little iodine if you're not eating seaweed or iodized salt. These aren't extras. These are basics. And here's something most people don't realize. The RDA, the recommended daily allowance, it's not designed for optimal health. It's designed to prevent deficiency diseases. So sure, 60 milligrams of vitamin C might keep you from getting scurvy, but it's not going to light up your immune system or protect your brain from oxidative stress. That takes more. Same with B12, with folate, with omega-3s. The bar is too low, and your standards should be higher. Women, especially, need to be paying attention to iron. Heavy periods? Vegan or vegetarian? Constant fatigue? Brittle nails? Hair thinning? You might be low. And here's the kicker. Most doctors don't check ferritin, the actual storage form of iron. They just look at hemoglobin and call it a day. But low ferritin, even if your iron looks normal, can wreck your energy, your sleep, your mental clarity. And if you're supplementing, make sure it's a bioavailable form, like iron bisglycinate, not the cheap, constipating crap they put in generic multis. And then there are the phytochemicals, polyphenol, flavonoids, antioxidants. These don't even show up on most nutrition panels, but they're what give plants their power, their color, their resilience. And they do the same for you. They support your gut, your brain, your skin, your inflammation response. But here's the rub. 90% of people don't eat enough fruits and vegetables to get them. Not even close. So what happens? You fall short. And falling short, day after day, year after year, that adds up. Not in dramatic fall-off-a-cliff ways, but in the quiet erosion of energy. The creeping in of fatigue. I guess this is just aging voice that lies to you. No, that's not just aging. That's depletion. Fixable. Preventable. But only if you realize it's happening in the first place. Let's zoom in on the fatty acids everyone loves to forget about, omega-3s. Look, more than 90% of people are deficient. That's not a small oversight. That's your brain, your skin, your heart, your immune system running on fumes. These fats are essential, meaning your body can't make them. You have to eat them. But when was the last time you saw sardines or mackerel on someone's lunch break? Most of us are stuck in an omega imbalance. Way too many omega-6 from seed oils, processed foods, packaged snacks, and not enough omega-3s. The ratio should be something like 2 to 1. Instead, we're rocking 20 to 1. That's a recipe for inflammation, for metabolic chaos, for chronic disease setting up shop in your tissues. And don't think you're off the hook because you drizzle flax oil on your smoothie. Plant-based omega-3s like ALA, they barely convert to the EPA and DHA your body actually needs. We're talking single-digit percentages. If you're vegan or vegetarian, it's not hopeless, but you've got to be smart. Look for algae oil, clean, concentrated, and closer to what your brain is actually hungry for. Now let's talk vitamin D, the sunlight hormone, the seasonal savior, and also the silent epidemic. Up to 95% of US adults have levels that are suboptimal. Some are straight up deficient. And here's the real kicker. It's not just about bones anymore. Vitamin D affects over 1,000 genes. It's tied to immunity, mood, muscle function, even blood sugar regulation. And no, sitting by a window isn't enough. Neither is walking your dog at dusk. You need full-spectrum sunlight, midday, on bare skin. And unless you live naked on a beach, you probably need to supplement. A good dose? 2,000 to 5,000 IU a day for maintenance. More if you're starting low. And don't forget the fat. D3 is fat soluble. Take it with a meal. Or your omegas. Win-win. And then we have magnesium, the underrated king. Over 600 enzymatic reactions depend on it. It's the mineral of calm, of sleep, of insulin sensitivity, of muscle recovery, of why am I twitching. Most people are walking around deficient and don't even know it. Anxiety, insomnia, migraines, constipation, PMS, magnesium deficiency is like a silent background app draining your system. And we're losing it constantly. Coffee, stress, sugar, alcohol, they all flush it out. So no, eating a few almonds and calling it a day won't cut it. You need more. Maybe a supplement. Maybe an Epsom salt bath. Maybe both. But you need to start treating magnesium like the foundational nutrient it is, not an afterthought. The bottom line? You can't out-willpower your biology. You can't green smoothie your way out of a nutrient-starved world. Supplements aren't a shortcut. They're a necessary bridge, a counterbalance to the nutrient erosion of modern life. And if you pick the right ones at the right quality, tailored to you, they can change the game entirely.